sip wine, wine, wine. Kick my feet up when I get time. And as I recline, take another sip, let my thoughts unwind, wine. Sipping and spilling it. Sipping and spilling the tea. Sipping and spilling it.
What is poppin', everyone?
What's poppin'?
How you niggas doing?
Niggas is feeling very marital. Is that a way to feel?
You feel marital?
Yeah, because all my friends are like, it's like wedding season for them.
Okay.
Like, so my friends are like getting married. One is in November and one is in February. And then one in February, she asked me if I wanted to be part of her little African bride line.
Oh,
and I'm
that's so
like,
cute.
that I feel honored.
Yeah.
I'm like, she was telling me the material. I said, okay. She's like, they gotta get the materials and they gotta get the dress. I'm like, wedding season. My favorite season, y'all. I really like ceremonies because I'm a certified lover girl. So I love when someone is telling somebody how much they love somebody in front of the world. I just think it's beautiful and I loved it and everything about it. And I'm just, I'm manifesting my beautiful ass wedding.
Okay.
Yeah, how you feeling, bitch?
I feel great. Would you do a traditional wedding too?
Absolutely not. I'm going to elope.
Okay.
And
What does eloping consist of? When people say we eloped,
I'm gonna say
I really don't know what that means.
I don't know if it means eloping no, it's not eloping. I think it's going to be destination wedding. So whoever can afford to go to the wedding will go to the wedding. Okay. I'll have like a nice little cheap, well, it's not going to be cheap. It's going to be I
think you need to sit down and figure out what you want because you're saying a lot of things and they're not going together.
I know exactly what I want. A destination wedding at a resort and everyone's going to be at the resort. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's thought out.
When I was in Cabo, we saw a little wedding on the beach. It was a black wedding too.
And it's so cute.
It was cute, but I don't know how I feel about wearing my wedding dress and it being sand. But then again, you're never going to wear it again.
You're never going to wear it again.
Who cares if it gets a little sandy? Well, anyways, let's get into our motherfucking story time of this week. My story time, our story time is I want to understand the confidence and the audacity men have to always think when you like us, it's automatically a mutual thing.
Yeah.
It's never, we don't even have to give you a hint or whatever. It's just whenever you feel like I want to talk to that girl, obviously that girl wants to talk to me too. So I was out last weekend and I was in some little African spot. I don't even remember what it's called. And homeboy was like, hey, I'm getting the bottle. You want to see my section? I was like, all right, cool. Because we just left this other niggas. Niggas were doing some shit. So he got a bottle, and like after he got the bottle, he just felt the need to just keep like rubbing on my back, rubbing on the back of me. And I'm like clearly annoyed. My body language is I'm annoyed. I'm making faces. I'm just like, oh my God. Like every time I'm looking at him like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
And he's just still rubbing on me and just rubbing on my back and, trying to like, I guess, assert like I don't know what the fuck the point of it for, but like, I don't see why he was touching me in the first place. But anyway, so the night goes on and he's just trying to go home with me. He gets bottle after bottle. It's 6:30 in the morning. He's still buying bottles. I'm like, damn, it's 6:30. Why are you still buying? Anyways, so he's trying to say, oh yeah, let's go home together, whatever. And I'm just like, why would you feel like just because you bought a couple bottles means that you get access to my pussy? Bottles that you drank and everyone else in this club, in this section drank too. Do you also get access to everyone else's pussies here? Do you get access to the guys who also contributed to drinking the bottle too? Like, just because you spent a little bit of money, niggas, does not mean you have access to the woman that you're spending it for, which is he's not even spending it for me. He's spending it for himself. I just happen to be there.
I think niggas spend money for bitches. Let's be fucking real. They see that bitches are over there being damsel in distresses because that's what
I feel like he would have done it regardless. I don't think me being there made him buy 4 bottles.
I know it wasn't you, but I'm saying niggas do this shit to get women attention anyways.
That's true.
He's like, okay, well, I did it for the bitches' attention, but I want specifically that attention. I want that attention, and I'm going after that attention.
Yes, that's what it is. I did it for the attention, but I want that attention.
I want that attention.
That attention don't even want you back.
That's a fact. I was going to say, because mine is very similar as well, because, on Wednesday, y'all, I don't know what it is, but the address got me in a chokehold right now, so y'all better get me while it's hot, because I went to the address twice in 1 week, and it was 3 days apart. I said, ooh, it's my new spot. So me and Samantha were out at the address, being sectionless whores, because we had no section. But someone that I happened to see a day prior was there, and he got a bottle for another table, and he left, and I was like, ooh, Samantha, I like that. I said, that's some boss nigga shit, buying a bottle and then just leaving. Because I like niggas like I keep saying that just let you exist. I don't like niggas that be all up in your face trying to touch you, X, Y, and Z.
Girl,
so,
yes.
The night progresses, and we're still outside in sectionless, and we're getting hot to the point where her phone, not her phone,
my fan died.
Her fan died. She's like, I'm ready to go. But I've already been drinking, so Ami does not want to go home yet. Ami wants to be outside. So Ami takes it upon herself to text the man. And I said, did you leave? Because I'm acting so concerned because I got the man's number because, who knows when I'm going to need you or when you're going to need me. You feel me? So I text him. He's like, oh, no, we're inside. We got a section by the DJ booth on the left side. I said, oh, say no more. AC, sniffing it out. I'll go inside. She go inside. We go inside. And then we go and we see the man. He could take us to the section. And he walks away and he's gone from the section for a while. And the section already had 3 bottles. So we just over there vibing, chilling, minding our own good ass fucking business. Mm-hmm. And then fast forward, the man comes back. I don't even remember when he got back, but he got back. And he came back trying to mark his territory. The man kept grabbing on me. The man kept touching on me.
Yes, it's marking your territory. Yeah. Like, that's what they're doing. Oh my God.
Like, he trying to make it very apparent that I'm the reason why he's the reason why I'm in that section.
Right.
Even though when he was gone, I was just still existing and not doing anything.
You were just next to me the whole time, drinking and having vibes.
And God forbid that I did not give him enough attention because the man called me a fucking groupie. The man called me a fucking groupie and then in the same breath was like, you know what, you're going home with me. And I'm like, no, I'm not. He's like, yes, you are. And I'm like, that's interesting because we drove together. He's like, well, you're going to be on FaceTime with me the entire time. So I'm just like,
oh my God.
Yeah, the whole time. Yeah. I don't understand this level, like she keeps saying, the level of audacity that y'all come out with.
Yeah.
Because I get it. The money be money and the money be long, money be thick. Okay? I get it. But I feel like with this type of money, you have to have some decorum with yourself. Like, you should let yourself be the prize. If you automatically feel that way, just allow the bitches that actually like you for you to be with you for you.
I want niggas that leave with their money to accept being used for your money. If you're going to leave with that, don't be mad when the bitches come looking for the money.
Because I'm sniffing it out.
Exactly. If you want a bitch like you for your personality, let's go on a day and talk about it then. Because if you're in the club, you're spending money and buying bottles, I'm going to be like, oh, okay, anytime he comes out,
he's popping bottles.
He's popping bottles. I'm going to be out with him.
Hello? I'm a nice arm candy.
Okay.
That's it.
That's it. That's all it's gonna be. Well, anyways, the girls are back at it again with their messy ass episodes, sipping, spit, we create conversations. Oh wow.
Sipping wine.
I could my name is Thug Motherfucking Sammy.
And I'm ambitious, Bobbiana Teray.
All right.
So let's get into our motherfucking icks of the week.
Okay. My ick of the week is I need old men to know their level. I need older men to understand that you don't always get to talk to the young fine Terronis. Like, you don't get access to us just because...
Why?
Because you're not attractive. Like, not every...
I mean, I've seen some grown-ass men that are attractive, but...
Girl, okay, but you know what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the regular, older, fine one. I'm talking about the ones that you know you would not touch with a 10-foot pole. Okay. And he thinks... he really has access to you looking like that. Okay. So this nigga, like I said, when I sent you a picture of him, he looks like the beast, the spotted beast from Maggie and the Beast. Like, this nigga is hideous. And we were out the same fucking place, that I was talking about earlier. And he asked me, he was trying to talk to me. I'm obviously not interested because this nigga is hideous. Not only is he hideous, he's old. So it's like, you can't be both trying to talk to us. And it's extremely wild. So yeah, I'm not interested, of course. And then he tells me, well, since you don't want to talk to me, I'm going to talk to your friend. I'm like, go ahead and talk to my friend that I'm sitting next to, dancing next to. Clearly know we're best friends because you texted me asking about us being best friends, right? And he talks to her, and of course she doesn't want to talk to him because, she's worse than me. I can let an ugly nigga kind of slide. She don't let any ugly nigga slide at all,
Well, one thing about you, Samantha, you are okay with letting I think you think actually every nigga in this world is ugly. Because I don't think I've ever heard anything positive when it comes to, it's like you will tell a whole story and be like, and to mention he was ugly. He got all that money, but the audacity of him to be ugly. God forbid that your mother gave you that face.
I don't think every nigga ugly. This nigga is ugly though. Oh my God, girl. This is an ugly nigga. So, anyways, after him getting, I guess, tired and irritated talking to her, he tells me, I don't want to talk to her no more. No, I want to talk to you. And I'm like, I'm the same bitch that curved you the first time. What made you think after talking to her, you gonna just come back to me? Niggas, you can't jump through friends. That's my ick of the week, is the fact that y'all think y'all can't openly jump through friends.
So that was the ick, but the backstory was just the man was ugly. Did y'all see what she did there, though? The ick had nothing to do with what he looked like, but she wanted to make sure we knew prior to
that
the man was ugly.
I always gotta add that in there.
So y'all, my ick of the week is me, because when I get drunk, I get cringy and I text my ex, and I feel like for me, someone like me, like I feel like, girl, have some, like, get it together, tighten up. Like I don't
stand up.
Really though, my chest be hurting because I be texting on some energy, like I'm like down to fuck, and then I wake up in the morning not with the same energy, and I be mad as fuck because I'm like, girl, why'd you do it in the first place?
You never wake up in the morning with the same energy.
The same energy, and I feel sick to my stomach because I'm like, damn, that's real cringy, because it's like you don't get the text the night of, but the next day you're like,
do you say anything after all that?
No, because he texted me this morning and I didn't even open the text message because I was so embarrassed the fact that I texted him. Yeah. I said, I'm like, homie, you're so cringy. Why did you text him? Of all people. You could have went down a rabbit hole, but you decided to go down that rabbit hole. Mm-hmm. That leads nowhere right now.
Well, I don't know. Maybe Drunk Army trying to tell you something. That's
Drunk Army subconscious is working overtime for this man, so I need her to. That's why I made an account to tell myself I'm not drinking any hard liquor. I'm only drinking wine. Samantha literally tried to like bone rush me today and talk about like, you got me. She's like, you're forcing my hand. I'm drinking by myself. I said, girl, I'm not forcing your hand. I'm just not drinking. She's like, well, you were drinking yesterday. Like, that's how people get you. Because I thought you almost had me for a second. If you would have stood around for a little bit longer, I probably would have been like, she right. But I was like, nah. Because we're saying now.
Why you told me I could have had you if I stood my ground for a little bit longer?
I mean, I'm not going to tell you. I wasn't going to tell you because you had me. The fuck? Like, the liquor be liquoring. And we were saying that the older you get, it's getting harder to recover. And it is so hard to say that this 30-year-old, all of this, can't handle it like I used to. And it's getting hard out here. So y'all niggas that be in the club until y'all are 56, how are y'all doing it? How are y'all managing?
Every weekend?
Every weekend. Club promoters that get free bottles. How are y'all doing it? I'm just questions I need answers. Until I get them answers, I don't motherfucking know. But let's get into some motherfucking wine facts so we can get into some motherfucking tea time. Tea. Oh, are you trying to change it up?
No. Tea time.
So, y'all, today we are drinking Oxford Landing. I don't know why I chose it, but I think I liked the blue. It was giving the vibes I felt like it needed to give, and it was a twisty because I didn't want to work hard for it. No, it's not a sun. I don't know exactly what's on it. Oh. But it is a 2020 Merlot from South Australia. That is interesting because I did not know that.
South Australia.
Yeah. So on the banks of South Australia's mighty Murray River, Oxford Landing's grapes were thrived since 1958 in a sustainably grown vineyard, generous with supple, plummy notes that are velvety and vibrant on the tongue. So I want to believe it, but because it's a twisty, I don't know if it's going to be, velvety and vibrant. But, we're going to try. We're going to see what is hitting for. You feel me? Ooh, that was nice and strong. Oxford. I like your shoes.
Thank you.
I'm already not liking the color. I feel like it looks way too light. All right. Cheers to another messy ass episode of Sip and Spill. Ew.
Let's do this. I mean,
not horrible.
I don't know what to make of it. The taste is just, I don't know.
I feel like I need to stop getting shit with the twisty. Because the twisty I feel like reeks of cheap, I don't know why I feel that way.
You
but,
only feel that way when it's red, though, because whites are almost always twisties, and you don't usually care.
But we don't really do whites enough for me to make a real assessment outside of the fact that that's
Next week,
white.
I'm getting a white wine.
Okay, bitch, get a white wine. Didn't we have white last week? No, we didn't. No, we didn't. It was 90. It was 90. What's it called?
Yeah, I got red wine. Remember, it was the...
it was the 80%, yeah. Or
yeah.
the 80 calories.
Girl, per glass, bitch. Anywho, let's get a motherfucking tea time.
Tea time.
So this is something that we've seen happen over and over and over again. We've seen plenty of people do this. We've seen people do this and cover it up. And that is getting your significant other names tattooed on you. What do you think about that?
I'm gonna do it. I feel like I don't know. The older I get, the more I'm like, yeah, I'm with the shit.
You would get your
brand me.
tattoo.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I just really think it's like a loud proclamation of like love. Like get my name on you so you know it's real.
Yeah.
So I would definitely get my nigga's name tatted.
Okay.
For sure. But I feel like it had to be like maybe the initials. And he would have to get mine as well. Like, I feel like it had to be like us getting in a pack or some shit like that. But I wouldn't get somebody's like fucking name or face or something crazy. But definitely, maybe even matching tattoos, like to a certain capacity. But I feel like if that's something you want, I think I can do it. I think I'm down for the cause.
Okay.
How you feel about that?
I do not know where I stand with tattooing someone's name. The only thing I would say is that you can always get it covered up. That's the one thing.
That is a fact.
You can always get it covered up and you can get rid of it. But I just don't. You know how when you start talking about a nigga and he starts fucking up afterwards?
That's a fact. So I feel like
it's the same thing with getting the person's name tattooed. I mean, Janae got Sean's whole
entire face.
And she covered that shit up.
But they're back together now, you know?
And that bitch ain't never get a tattoo ever again, has she?
You're right. You are right.
So, I just... Whatever works for you. Me personally, getting a man's name tattoo does not sit right in my spirit. Even getting like a husband's name tattoo might not sit right in my spirit. If anything,
I got to see it through. I got to do it.
I don't see that as something I can do. Like,
just think about how thrilling it is if you guys break up and then another nigga sees his name like, yeah.
I'm not even thinking of that. That's not where my mind goes. But I would definitely want my man to get my name tattooed on him.
So you would want him to get your name tatted, but you won't get his tatted.
Yeah.
I feel like if you would have asked me that a year ago, I would have said the same shit. But I just feel like, you know what? Now I just want to chase something scary. Like, why not?
Yeah, no. I would want him, but if it's not a forced thing. If he doesn't want to do it, he's like, if he's like, well, you'll get my name. I'm like, no. Then I'd be like, okay, cool. I get it. I get why you wouldn't want to get my name tatted, but that would be my preference is for him to have my name.
And you not have his?
That's like the one up I'll have.
Okay, Chiamaka. That's a long-ass name.
That's the one thing I have.
Chi-Chi?
Yeah, you gotta get the whole thing.
So there was this Twitter thread, I believe, right?
It was just one tweet.
Oh, it was, it was a thread because people were commenting on it.
Okay.
It was a Twitter thread of this man talking about how he was dating this woman and he helped her secure a six-figure job, right? Six-figure job. And he was like, so my birthday's coming up, so hopefully I'm going to get me a nice little rollie. And mind you, we were looking up, what rollies were, and we said that it ranged from what?
$7,000 to $12,000.
$7,000 to $12,000.
The average Rolex was $10,000.
Average, granted, but we don't know the backstory of how long they were dating. We don't know any of that. But what he did receive was an Armani Exchange watch and a bracelet, and everyone was quote tweeting it like that would have been the last time I ever spoke to her, and then the other people was like, it's like something she's not feeling you or and I'm just like, me and Samantha were talking, I'm just like, why was he feeling like he deserved a Rolex because he helped her secure a job? The entitlement.
The entitlement of expecting a Rolex. Like, that's such a big gift. And you
couple thousands
help her secure the job. That means she don't got no money yet. So why would you feel like you deserved a $7,000 to $12,000 gift? I don't know. Something I really.
But you know what? I guess what I feel like I can play the devil's advocate because you know how women that we feel like we deserve so much. Maybe he thinks that he added so much value to her life and or that was a big come up for her because maybe he saw her in the trenches and he was like, I'm putting you in a better position. So show me that's the way you appreciate me.
This is coming from a woman that feels like she deserves a lot from a man.
I do. I feel like I deserve a lot from a man.
Yeah, this is my opinion. If I were to give you a six-figure job, I'm not expecting a $7,000 to $12,000 gift. I'm not even really expecting a gift. a thank
It was
you.
a birthday gift. A thank you.
It wasn't a birthday
Yes,
gift.
it was a birthday
It
gift.
was a birthday gift?
Yeah, it was a birthday gift, girl. Does that change things now? Don't you feel like it's more embarrassing now that you know that's what she got him for his birthday? That was a birthday gift.
That's a birthday gift.
That was a birthday gift. Look, bitch singing a whole different the bitch is singing a whole different tune now.
Okay, that changes things.
Okay. How much does it
is
change
still
it?
crazy.
A Rolex is
still
definitely
crazy.
insane. Definitely insane.
I'm still not expecting a 7 to... No, a Rolex is still crazy. But you can do a little better than that.
Yeah.
You can do a little better than that.
Baby went to Ross.
I thought that was just a thank you for helping me get the job. It was a birthday gift?
It was a birthday gift, babe.
Well, bitch, why would you put me on the nigga side? Why would you ever put me on the nigga side?
Samantha says she hates agreeing with men. So honestly,
why would you ever put me on the nigga side, girl? You could have got him something better, girl. Yeah. Bitch, she fucked up. Did he still date her afterwards?
Girl, I don't know.
Okay.
How would I know these things?
Damn, he didn't say if he broke up with her?
I mean, he would. I mean, he probably would tell Twitter because he told Twitter about the gift.
Yeah, he didn't say anything.
I feel like,
we probably didn't even look.
But I feel like he's so embarrassed about that gift. I feel like he couldn't talk to her again because, of course, she gonna see it. Like I feel like he felt so disrespected by that. He had to be an African man.
An African man will have the audacity.
He felt so disrespected at the fact that she thought that Armani was the quality of man that he was.
Yeah.
So he said, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to embarrass you, and then I'm going to go.
Yeah, because let's be real. If we see a man wearing Armani, people are like, ugh. And African men do be wearing Armani sometimes, and Hispanic men. But I wouldn't want to talk. If a man wearing Armani, I guess I wouldn't care that much. But I'm just like, I'd rather you wear like a regular T-shirt than Armani. You know what I'm saying?
It's a watch, bitch.
I know, but I'm talking about Armani, the brand, period.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a fact. A lot of Mexicans do be wearing that shit.
So there was a TikTok that we saw, and pretty much this young man was explaining what kind of is the cause of the male loneliness epidemic, and he was referencing a TikTok video where he was like, this other young man was saying, the way to combat male loneliness epidemic, and you're trying to get your money up, you know, you looks maxing, and you just gotta thug it out. Like you just gotta like go through just pretty much thug it out.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like saying in his video, what he's referencing to it, he was like, well, the reason why men are lonely is because y'all are just
doing it to yourself.
Y'all problematic as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all don't want to be friends. Y'all don't want to respect women. Y'all don't want to do anything that can contribute to it being better for y'all. And yeah, what do you think about that?
I really liked when he said in the video, he said that men's entire personality is based off the patriarchy.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely true. A lot of men equivalate certain things in their life as an aspect of, well, how do other men view this?
Yeah.
They don't view these traits or qualities based off of if they like themselves or if these are who they actually want to be. They only base it off the fact of what the presentation is for...
How does this impress another man?
How does this impress another fucking man?
Yeah.
How is it my male presentation look to the
other
outside
men.
world? Because I feel like being lonely starts with trying to impress other fucking people. And that's what I feel, in my opinion, most men do. And I have a regular that I used to always talk to you about, and... You said it sucks? I always tell you about this regular, and I'm like, he talks about how much money he has and how many bitches he has. Like, he talks about all these things that he has, but he still feels so lonely, and he still feels so sad. And I just feel like...
How you know he's lonely inside? He tells you that?
Yeah, he vocalizes that. And I feel like...
Shit.
And so I feel like I understand that, but I'm like, how did you get so far in life and just, like I'm saying, just thugging it out, just to get all these things that equivalate to
what's supposed to make you happy, and it doesn't.
It doesn't make you happy at all.
Yeah.
So that's insane. So do you want to explain to them what the male loneliness epidemic is?
Let's get into it. So the male loneliness epidemic is where men are living silently with their loneliness due to their to never learning how to keep and maintain relationships. So pretty much that's what it is. It's because they can't maintain and keep relationships, and they don't know how to keep relationships with other people, with themselves, any of that.
And I feel like that's true because I feel like we always touch on that, how men lack the self-awareness of how uninteresting they are, how much they actually don't bring to the table. Like when you are a self-sufficient person and you really believe in your confidence, you don't have to always exert it, because I feel like confidence is quiet.
I think a lot of things is men lack personality because they make their whole personality is them being successful and having money and being able to take care of a family. That's their personality. So they just don't have a lot of like interesting things about them. That's just, I don't know. It's just there's not, of course it's not for every man, but there's very few men who just are able to engage in a fun kind of conversation where you're just talking about everything when it's not about them, you know?
Yeah, I feel like that's true.
Yeah.
So we saw this article that said that men are primed for loneliness. And we said this is because of the socialization of the mailbox. And as men, they are unfortunately already primed for feelings of isolation. So within this mailbox, it represents how boys and male identified people are taught to view manhood, women, and girls. So inside the man box are women and girls are objects, the property of men, and have less value than men, which we always see.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why you wouldn't want to date someone that you don't see value in, but that has nothing to do with
I
it.
think because I don't know how to say without saying fucked up. I think because men care about having someone who serves them more. Like look,
like their mamas.
You know how I say men and women value different things.
Yeah.
So their value to them is more of someone who serves them.
Okay.
I think that's more important to them. Okay.
Okay. Second one.
Boys and men should not cry or openly express emotions. I mean, we all know this. Yeah, we raise boys to feel like they can cry, tell them to man up, all that extra shit. And that's very, very harmful to them. And we all know we shouldn't be doing that. I'm definitely not going to raise, I don't think I'm raising kids, but I wouldn't raise my son to think that he can't cry.
Okay. The next one is that boys and men should not show any fear or weakness.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's once again crazy because I feel like as humans, those are things that we kind of learn. Like we're learning to be scared of some shit because that means, just don't touch the fire.
I feel like it's not cool for do it to boys. Men, I'd be like, okay, come on, you're a grown ass man. Don't show no fucking fear or weakness. But
even as a man, I feel like even as a man, because you have to realize, it doesn't matter what a man tells you. If you ever once degrade their feelings, they'll never open up to you again. I've heard that from many men. Like they're like, oh yeah, we start off by scoping out what we can say or what we can do. Mm-hmm. And the moment that we show you guys something that, gives you anxiety or something, it makes us not want to open up anymore. So.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like men can show weakness, but I do not want to see my man scared of nothing. I don't want you, if you scary, but not show me you motherfucking scared. I just,
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't send you that video, but it was this guy, there was like an avalanche happening and the kids, the kids were telling the dad, like, hey, I think it's coming, we should go. And he's like, no, it's not a big deal. And then the minute all the snow comes down, this nigga puts his son out the way and runs away from his family. That is, you cannot be doing shit like that as a man. Like showing that kind of fear is definitely will have me leaving you. If my nigga did something like that, we will no longer be married. Another one is boys and men should not act like a girl. Is being a girl such a bad thing?
I think it absolutely is.
Is it such a terrible thing?
I think we're literally just a vessel for their legacy.
Like that, y'all kill us. Y'all have this point where y'all can't have any female babies, just male babies, which is a very dumb thing to do. Anything remotely female related to a man is a bad thing. I don't know.
They teach people to be gay. That's what they teaching people to do. Shit. And then the last one is that boys and men should be decisive and do not ask for, offer, or accept help, which is insane. Weird. Why would you teach your children, your sons, these are going to be husbands. These are going to be like people that are leading. And the best thing about a leader and or someone that can take direction, but also knows when to ask for help. Asking for help is not a weakness. It actually shows that, you're not Superman.
Yeah, there's really nothing weird about asking for help. I'd rather you ask for help than do it wrong.
Hello?
Last but not least is aggression equals dominance. Oh my
And we
gosh.
see that all the
Oh my,
time.
this is men's biggest problem is y'all's aggression. Like it's just, and it's scary, and we have to navigate our life because of y'all's aggression. Y'all don't have to navigate y'all's life because y'all are scared of woman might hit you in the face with a brick. Y'all don't have that fear. We have to literally move as if any man that we come across can attack us. So y'all gotta check that shit.
So the rise in the lonely men epidemic, it says research shows that men's friendship have been declining over the years. In 2021, 15 of men stated they have zero close friends, compared to only 31% in compared to 3% in 1990.
You would think with social media, men would have an easier way to connect. How was it easier for y'all connect when y'all weren't having easy access to each other? And now that y'all have easy access to each other, it's harder for you to make friends.
Do you know what I think is? I think that access to people does not mean that you actually are, like, for example, sometimes when I watch someone's story and like react to it, that's like me communicating with them, even though it's not actual communication. Like just because I LOL to your story, they're like, oh, that's my bro. We've been friends since high school. But y'all don't really talk about shit since high school. Y'all haven't had any real checkups. Y'all haven't had any, you guys just have the history of being friends, but you guys don't have the interpersonal relationship that keeps people to be friends, if that makes any sense. Like we said, they lack closeness and intimacy. So if you lack closeness and intimacy, a friend is just a friend. And men have a lot of friends, but they don't have a lot of close friends. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then it says a 2022 research center survey found that 60% of young men are also single, nearly double the rate of women. I believe that.
I think, is it because we're dating men? Is it because more women are dating each other?
I don't know. I want to say the reason why is because women value companionship. And I feel like since we like being in a relationship, we are giving ourselves the vulnerability to try new relationships. And, men, I feel like when one thing sells, they're not open to exploring a different relationship. They're like, I'm going to stay single. I don't want to settle down anyways. I don't know. I'd assume. I'm not sure.
I wonder why the numbers are just such a big difference.
They're completely different.
Like, how are we in way more relationships with them if we're in relationships with them? Or maybe because more lesbians are just together.
Okay.
You gotta be the lesbians. See, the lesbians are keeping love alive.
Love is love.
Yeah, so let's get into why this rise is happening or kind of how it's happening. And in my opinion, this is not an expert thing, but I think the reason why there is such a big rise of the male loneliness epidemic is bitches are leaving y'all. I feel like because women are no longer seeing men as a need and more of like, I kind of want to like my man. I want to be around my man, not that I need this man to survive, is why y'all are lonely, because women kind of cultivate and maintain the relationships. We do the gatherings, we have the Christmases, we do the birthdays, the Friendsgivings. We make sure you have male friends. Like, how many times do we see girls like, my man doesn't have any friends. Like, can he hang out with your man? So they can be friends.
That's a fact.
We are forcing y'all to have these relationships. So because these women aren't there cultivating making sure you're having these relationships, y'all are lonely as fuck. Because there's no one there to force your hand to do it.
I also think what's causing it is they don't think that they're going to be alone forever. They think that it's just like a temporary,
thing.
Yeah, I feel like they don't realize that.
And also, men think they have so much time.
They do.
And us women, we operate as a scarcity viewpoint, and men operate as an abundance viewpoint.
You do.
We think we got to do it quick, and men feel like, I'm on my prime when I'm 45. So that's when I should actually settle down. And we're like, well, we're 30.
Yeah,
we have
we're 30.
No man. What's going on? And that's also a reason why they end up being lonely, because they think they have so much time and they don't. And next thing you know, they're 65 and they're in young tenderoni's faces thinking they can talk to us while being old and ugly.
Heavy on the old and ugly. So what are the effects that it has on your health?
Okay, so yeah, let's talk about the effects the male epidemic loneliness has on people's health. And actually, reading this, I kind of got sad because I was like, wait, like, this shit's actually kind of serious. So let's get into how the male loneliness epidemic can affect y'all's health. Living with a sense of loneliness and isolation affects your health, both physical and emotional. The Surgeon General report shows isolation and loneliness are associated with a greater risk of cardiovascular disease, dementia, stroke, depression, anxiety, and premature death. And when I was reading that, I was like, those are all things that affect men in a way more higher rate than affects women. Y'all usually die before us. Y'all usually have heart attacks. Y'all usually have a way more higher suicide rate. So it's like y'all's loneliness is directly to what is actually killing y'all. And that is scary.
That is very scary.
Yeah.
To imagine that most men don't even talk about being lonely is even sadder, because I feel like women, we are more vocal about, like, you know, when we think life is life, and we can express that and deal with it as it needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
Because we understand, like, life is fucking hard, and there's so many things that we have to worry about. So not having to worry about if your friends are going to call and check up on you, or if you are being the best version of yourself. It's like we were talking about earlier. We was like, our life be kicking our asses too, but we just, you know.
Yeah. And I feel like, and my thing is, we can talk to each other because we're not scared of our friend thinking anything of it because we understand each other. But I feel like most guy friends, are they actually making fun of their friends for opening up? Like, I don't know if that's what's happening. Like, what is it that's stopping y'all?
I mean, I guess we'll find out the next episode when we have a male here to, you know.
What is stopping y'all from opening it up? What are you scared of?
Girl, I wish I knew.
I wish I knew too.
And it says that loneliness manifests itself in other immediate forms. So if you are experiencing a lot of fatigue, a lack of motivation or energy, and you're struggling to recover from colds or common illnesses, it might be linked to your loneliness. And it sounds so crazy saying that. It's like, but loneliness also is an equivalent to depression. And, you know, people sometimes are functioning like depressions. Is that functioning depressions?
You're trying to say like functioning alcoholics, but calling it functioning
depressions? Because, you know, some people be depressed, but be functioning.
Well, functioning depressed people?
Yeah, that sounds better. So let's get into Everyman.
Okay, so Everyman was founded in 2016. It started as a small group of men in a barn trying to talk about their feelings. Honestly, I think that's so fucking cute that a group of men wanted to sit down and talk about their feelings. See, if y'all just did that, I feel like y'all be better people. So yeah, they're just a group of men who are just working to help other men to be vulnerable, and like they're trying to like normalize vulnerability.
Yeah, and I think it's extremely beautiful because I like the idea of just check on your friends. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. It doesn't have to feel like you're in the judgment-free zone. I feel like you just need to understand interpersonal relationships only fuel companionship. Companionship is life longevity. Longevity. Yeah, that's the word. So these are things that you can do to cope with loneliness if you feel like you are dealing with it, but you just don't know where to start. You have to first acknowledge that there's a problem. That's the first step. Second step is share what you're feeling. You know, it's not that fucking hard, but it might be a process.
Sounds like an alcoholic 12-step program.
I mean, sometimes it might need to be something that drastic for you to get out of that space. Because, I mean, once you're there, it's kind of hard to recognize that that's what you're feeling. So, yeah, whenever you're feeling something, express it, get it out, boom. 3, seek a confidant. I don't know why I love that motherfucking word, but seek someone that you trust. What is that? What is this?
Golden Girls.
Oh, you're a wild in a... Why did you sing it like that?
I don't know. I can't sing, so I try to make it as low as possible.
But yeah, find someone that you trust and, you know, express all those things and, you know, go through the 12-step program. And then the last but not least thing you should do when you are feeling these feelings is don't be afraid to ask for help, aka professional help, aka therapy, which every woman always tells men to do. Go to therapy, go to therapy, go to therapy, go to therapy.
Your therapist, go see your therapist.
Honestly, because I feel like whenever I knew I was in a space of my healing was like plateaued and I wasn't going any further, I sought help from a therapist. No one told me to go to a therapist. I just knew that was the next best thing to do was to go and talk to someone that was unbiased, someone that's not going to judge me, and someone that's paid to listen to my fucking problems.
Paid to listen to my fucking problems. Okay, so of course, Tickety Talk Talk got us on a chokehold.
Always.
And there was this video of this man talking about their reason of not the reason, but pretty much the effects of the male loneliness epidemic is that y'all niggas are dying alone. And while watching the video, it kind of like, damn, it triggered me because I was like, that is kind of like my dad because he is suffering. I'm pretty sure he's lonely. There's no one comes to visit him. Like no one really is. He has an assistant nurse that comes in and checks on him, and then she goes home to her family. And it's like, my mom will never be in that position where no one is taking care of her. She would actually never be in a nursing home.
Yeah.
But if my dad got too sick, whatever, guess where his ass is going? In a motherfucking nursing home. So yeah, and it's because he was a piss poor father. And another reason he says because men who just jumping around from woman to woman and never wanted to settle down, also ends up in that position. And it's just really sad how we keep telling y'all like, hey, if y'all don't change y'all's ways, if y'all don't just be better human beings, if you don't fix these issues, you're gonna die alone. And no one's gonna want to be around you because we're just not gonna care.
And I also don't understand why it's so hard for y'all to have self-awareness.
Yeah, why is that so hard to be self-aware? What is the disconnect? Like, what is the wall?
There's an absolute disconnect because I feel like you're disconnected because you don't want to know why you can't keep a relationship. You don't want, like they said, like people that constantly are switching partners is so they don't have to change themselves. Yeah. Same for people that are going through life, going through cycles with all these people in their life because they are literally not taking a step back and be like, you know what? This is where I'm accountable for. Like accountability takes you a long way. And sometimes, like that guy said, men are the reason why they're alone. You guys are doing it to yourselves because women don't want to die alone and we won't die alone. And we don't. But if we do die alone, it's not really alone. Yeah. It's alone adjacent because like we said, I will never put my mom in a position where she won't be visited. But my mom's ex-husband, he always was hopping from woman to woman after my mom. And he's like, I guess finds himself dying now. And he's been reaching out to people trying to do like a remorse tour, like trying to say sorry to everyone he's ever done wrong because he wants to get that off his. And I'm like, you don't get to tell me sorry now. Like, I want you to die knowing that I did not forgive you. Wow. Yeah, I feel it. Like some people, sometimes it's just too late. It's too late. So that's what I'm saying. Like we said, time is not infinite for y'all. So it's not. The moment that y'all realize that a lot of y'all actions are just, a lot of the things that are happening to you are just a consequence of your actions. It's gonna get with y'all. Because when niggas be trying to make fun of girls, like this her third boyfriend this year, and what? Like you're worried about me, babe. Yeah, I'm not gonna be myself. I don't care what it look like to you. Third boyfriend, third husband, third life. The fuck? Yeah, so we were talking about how the loneliness epidemic doesn't affect women as it affects men. I'm pretty sure there are women who are lonely. Yeah. I'm sure there's women who will die alone. And I'm sure women who, all these things that we're listing that we're talking about men, I'm sure there's some women who are just like this. But I feel like it doesn't affect women at the same rate as it affects men. For some reason, we just don't have these problems. We're able to look into ourselves and, understand that we need to be better people. We need to heal. We need to have relationships. Even though we are not in relationships, we still have these intimate, close personal relationships with our friends, with other people around us, with our family members. So it's just like, even though we're alone, we're never really alone. We are always maintaining relationships. We will go to the grocery store and talk to a fucking stranger. Like, bitches are always talking to somebody. And they will maintain that relationship with whoever they can maintain it with. And we just don't feel the lonely pain. And I feel like it's also that I don't even want to say women are equipped to being alone, but we know how to handle being alone. Like, when I say we know how to handle being alone, we start doing stuff that pours into ourselves.
You think
Like,
because women know how to sit in their feelings and men don't?
I think that's probably another reason why it would be that way, because I feel like even when people like are going through a breakup, like, and like, you know, sometimes some guys go to the next woman, and or some girls do that. Sometimes go to
Yeah.
the next guy. But I feel like we can handle being alone because I'm like, I'm okay with going to a restaurant by myself and eating. I'm okay with doing certain things that I wanted. Like, one thing I do by myself all the time is go to musicals, because nobody fucking likes going to musicals, but I know I like it. So I'm going around. I'm in a group of people and I'm doing that. But I feel like alone and loneliness, I guess, are two different things. So I'm like going off track because I feel like
yeah, you can be alone
you
and
can
not
be
be
alone
lonely.
but not be lonely.
Yeah.
And I feel like men can coexist of being with people and still be lonely because, like we said, all the things listed. And this is not a shun to y'all. This is just like an eye opener to y'all. Because
Yeah.
when we were looking this up, it, like we kept saying, it was mostly the male loneliness epidemic. It wasn't there was nothing about women.
There
and
is
when it was,
no women
it was in
loneliness
comparison
epidemic.
to women of them not being lonely.
Right. The comparison is how women are actually thriving when we're by ourselves and y'all are actually just existing. So anyways,
You want to get into some questions?
yeah, let's get some motherfucking questions. Why do you think some men resist reaching out?
I think that embarrassment, and I think because you know, sometimes, let's be fucking for real, when I'm telling you a story about something that a man did to me, I'm like, damn, when I say it out loud, that just sounds embarrassing.
Okay.
And I feel like sometimes men are so prideful that reaching out makes it look like they're weak, that they couldn't, you know, keep it you know, because men love the idea of saying like, oh yeah, nah, try to play me, you can't play me, I don't care about. And I remember when I was dating this one guy, when he said he was going through a lot of stuff, he said he didn't want to tell his friends because he was like, I felt like they was gonna judge me.
What? Okay, I'm about to ask him, but I guess we can just go on. I don't get it. Because how y'all friends? That's not a friend. That's just a nigga you know.
That's what I'm saying. So I guess, like I said earlier, because I said they have more friends, but I guess men have more acquaintances then.
They have more niggas they know.
Because
Yeah.
honestly, I kind of live like a shameless queen. So if I do say something cringy, I'm going to get over it, you know? Because that's just life. My question is, do you think that men take their mental health serious enough?
Oh, God, no. Oh, girl, no. They don't take it serious at all. Some are starting to, thank God, but they don't. Not at all.
Okay.
Okay, so if you were to have a son, what would you do differently to ensure he does not fall into this male loneliness epidemic?
I will let him know how much he's loved and how much his presence is needed. Like the world needs your light. So that means you shine it in every way that you can, by being expressive, by taking and giving love. I want him to be, I will tell him affirmations. I will speak so much light into this man that if he ever for a second doubted his worth or felt like no one cared of his mental health and shit, it will be so combated from all the love I'm giving him. I will like fill him up with so much love that loneliness will be the last thing you think of.
So you would love your son?
Love the fuck out of him.
Yeah.
I won't raise him. I'm gonna love the fuck out of him.
Okay.
What about you?
What would I do?
Yeah, because my question we already answered through the what's called.
Okay. What I will do is one, I would choose my partner wisely.
That's important.
I would choose a partner who is emotionally intelligent, who is loving, who is caring, who is sensitive, and I already said emotional intelligence, so he can instill all those things into my son.
Yeah.
And the problem is men aren't or sticking around to raise their sons to be good people, because a woman can do so much. We try to raise our sons to, have all these things, but a lot of times they just end up hating us. For some reason, men hate the person that stayed and not the person that literally left them.
That is it right there. They hate the ones that stayed.
Yes.
They feel like you did something to make their dad not be shit.
And I actually saw a TikTok of this guy. He was meeting his dad for the first time. And he always, I forgot what his dad said to him, but he was like, wow, that's why mom left you. And this whole time when I was growing up, no one could say one bad thing about you, because I always thought she was the reason why you left, but you were the reason why you left me.
I love that.
And I'm like, but this whole time he never thought to give his mom grace to understand there was a reason why your dad wasn't around. He blamed his mom this whole time and never the I feel like patriarchy just protects men so much. They never even think to process the fact that your mom's the victim in all this.
Yeah.
And as a parent, we try not to talk bad about, well, some do. Some be talking about the bad daddies. But you shouldn't be talking bad about, your son's father to him, regardless of how bad he is. So she probably protected him and shielded him for all those things, and he thought he was a problem. But so yeah, I said all that to say that is how I would protect my son from having this strange, weird thing. And when I was looking it up, I kept telling like, damn, this is real.
It's
like
so
I
real.
thought the loneliness epidemic was just like some kind of she calls hysteria. Like, oh my God, niggas are really lonely. But no, y'all niggas are really lonely. Damn.
Okay, question. I'm asking you, Rex. As the age that you are, do you ever feel lonely and you don't feel like there's someone you could talk to? Wow. And you're so young. But you're so
Yeah.
You're just so young though. I wouldn't even know the experience that type of sadness.
Yeah.
That young. Yeah, because I know being a black man is hard, but black women love on black men. So I don't understand the disconnect of where, but I guess it's not for me to understand. So,
all right, y'all. Well,
thank you for following us on this journey.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for listening to women telling y'all that y'all are lonely. Because we know y'all are going to have a problem with it. It's like, why don't talk about men? Why don't talk about men? Because it's really only affecting y'all more than it's affecting us.
Yeah.
Like we said, we're sure.
They're going to be like, talk about shit that affects the bitches. Leave us alone.
Yeah,
These two hoes.
We're saying this because we love y'all and we actually want to support y'all however we can. So if there are things that we can instill or do that will help with y'all's healing process, because we can all heal together. This is an open forum for all that.
And I don't want it to be a black man versus black woman type shit. Aren't you tired of the war we're having between? Is it? I don't know if it's really a real war, but it feels like
you make it a war.
I make it a war.
You make it a war.
Okay. I don't feel like it's really a real war, but I feel like we can just kumbaya together. How do I make it into a war? By calling niggas ugly?
Always.
Some of y'all ugly.
So, if y'all haven't already, follow the women on all social media platforms at The Real Sip and Spill, except Twitter, which is
Sip and Spill 1.
Give us a 5-star rating because there's
some 5-star bitches. Ow.
I sip wine, kick my feet up when I get tired. And as I recline, take another sip, let my thoughts unwind. Sipping and spilling it. Sipping and spilling the tea. Sipping and spilling